I'm filming my second trimester pregnancy update. I am currently 28 weeks pregnant when I'm filming this, and I'm in my third trimester, which is crazy. Time has been flying, and in 11 weeks, give or take a few days, hopefully, we're gonna have our little baby girl here, and we're just so excited. And I'm so excited for summer and to just experience these last few weeks of pregnancy. I'm going to go over my 28-week appointment update, and then also talk about my symptoms, do a bump update, share what we're doing around the house, and also some updates with regards to our hospital. Before I jump into the pregnancy updates, I just first want to talk about the past few weeks, you know, all the events that have happened in the US and really across the globe. I really have been doing a lot of reflecting after the death of George Floyd, and it's been hard. I think it's been hard for everybody, and I know it's hard for so many more people than me, and so much harder. But I just wanted to say that racism is not okay. I'm not okay with it, and I don't stand for it. I really want people to feel comfortable and feel welcome and feel loved, not just here on my channel, but in general. I want nothing more than for people to be happy and to get along with one another. I think that that's just to be that way in life. I mean, why wouldn't you want that? And I think being pregnant and being a mom to be, like, I can't even imagine what it's like to experience, you know, your child passing, your child being killed. As a mom to be, I can't even imagine what it's like, and I won't have to. And I know that if I want my daughter to be in a world that is without racism and a better place, that it starts with me. So I just wanted to say that because I know I'm just one person on the internet, and there's so much going on that is bigger than me and greater than me, and I just want to acknowledge that. And if you've ever experienced racism, I'm sorry. It's not okay, and I really hope that change does come out of this, and I hope that we can continue to move forward. So that's what I wanted to say. There's no really easy way to even transition away from that, but just know that I've been doing a lot of reflecting, a lot of thinking, just about myself, and I just want this world to be a better place. I have my phone, so I am going to go through the updates that I have noted here. So if I'm just looking down, that's what I'm doing. I wanted to make sure I got everything documented for you guys. Okay, so my 28-week appointment was last Friday. Not that it matters, you don't know what day it is when you're seeing this. I had my 28-week appointment, and it was the first in-office appointment that I'd had since my 20-week appointment. So at the 28-week appointment, I did my glucose test, and it was the first time they measured my belly. They also did a few other tests, blood tests, and I also got my Tdap vaccine. We are choosing to vaccinate, and so I got my update. That's what we're doing. It's kind of the end of that. I passed my glucose test. That was normal, and then I'm measuring right on target for my due date, despite the fact that I feel like I look huge, like I've said in the past, or I don't know if I've said it on here, it was on Instagram, but I'm very petite. I'm 5 feet tall, so baby literally has nowhere to go but out. So I just feel like I look really big, and at the end of the day, I look really big because I've been like eating and drinking a lot of water. So they also talked about like preterm labor symptoms, and a few other things that I should be paying attention to. Oh, fetal movements. And then they also did talk about like social distancing, and I'll get into that with regards to like the hospital setup, but I did ask about like working remotely and working from home, and they are continuing to have me work from home, and I'm still working from home right now, so that's really not something that I have to be worried about. So the appointment went really well. I'm really healthy, baby's healthy. My 24-week appointment was virtual. I don't know, it was over, it was on Zoom, so it wasn't anything really to write home about, and there wasn't really that we talked about that I wasn't surprised by. Like, she asked me how I'm feeling. I actually gave her my vitals because my husband's a nurse, so he's been taking my vitals, so we've been able to monitor my blood pressure, which is probably the one thing I really want to be monitoring while I'm pregnant, just for because you can have preeclampsia or you can even have low blood pressure during pregnancy. In terms of symptoms, I talked about some of these in the 20-week appointment, so I'm just going to kind of like breeze over some of these. I did want to mention that I said in that video that my acne was still going pretty strong. Sounds weird. When I did that video, I would say a week later, my skin pretty much cleared up. I have a breakout here and one up here at the moment, but it's nothing compared to what it was. My skin is basically clear, and it has been since like 22 weeks, and I'm really happy about it because my acne was so bad. It was just, I mean, it was bad. It was one of my like top symptoms I think that I experienced in pregnancy. At 23 weeks, I noticed I was starting to be very burpy and hiccupy, and that still continues. I hiccup a lot throughout the day. I'm just, like I said, I'm so petite, and she's just taking up a lot of room, and so there's just not a lot of room in there for air or gas, so it's just doing a lot of hiccups, a lot of burping. At 25 weeks, I noticed that I had some colostrum. I woke up in the morning and I just had noticed it on my shirt, so I don't know if that's early, if that's normal. I mean, what is normal? I mean, I don't know, everybody's different, but I did notice that, and that's really been the only time I haven't needed to use like breast pads or anything like that, but I did notice that. 25 weeks. At 26 weeks, I put a note in here about my workouts, and so I guess I can talk about that for just a minute. I changed my workout split and how I was doing cardio because if you guys don't know or don't know the background, I don't think I've really explained it. I've been weightlifting for 7 years, so 6 years prior to becoming pregnant. And so I was cleared to do whatever I wanted during my pregnancy, and so I have been doing all my weightlifting during my pregnancy, and that includes deadlifts, squats, bench. I've been doing everything. And then I've been doing cardio as well because I was doing cardio before pregnancy. And I have an elliptical at home. That's generally what I do. And then if I was ever at the gym, I do the stair stepper or walk on the treadmill. Since the gym has been closed, I have not been doing some of those things just because I don't have that equipment here. But I had been maintaining it with the gym that we do have here. If you're interested in what our home gym looks like at the moment, I'll link it down below. Anyways, I noticed that I was getting a lot more pain in my hips and my pelvis area in the evenings, and decided that I should probably try to cut back on some of my cardio because the elliptical just is not comfortable on my hips. And then we've also been doing a lot of hiking and a lot of walking, and so I don't know if it was 26 weeks, it must have been when I wrote this in here, but I did like a glute and leg workout in the morning because I've generally been working out in the morning, and then we did a hike in the evening with our friends, and then that night I came home and it was the first time that I was uncomfortable and a little bit concerned about if I had exerted myself a little too much, and that was when I decided I need to start cutting back. So I'm only doing cardio once per week on the elliptical. I'll make an exception maybe this week because it's supposed to rain Wednesday, so I can't get out and walk, but I'm only doing the elliptical once per week, and then I do like a cardio circuit, following that, and then I just get out and I walk on the other days, and just to call that my workout and be done, because I would much rather put my energy and time into maintaining my weightlifting than the elliptical. Like that, if that would have been my choice before I was pregnant, and that's going to be my choice now. So I did do that. That's been going well for the past 2 weeks, and we've been getting up in the morning and walking because, oh my gosh, today it's like 100 degrees, but that way we can avoid the heat in the evenings, and I'm more comfortable, and then I'll just start doing my workouts now in the evening rather than in the morning. We've been doing just like a lot of hiking and walking in general. I've really been enjoying it and being outdoors, and so if we do that, like we have plans to do that this upcoming weekend, I just won't do a workout that day and call my hike a workout. I have to give myself some grace and be gentle on my body. I'm in my 3rd trimester, like I'm getting bigger. I need to just be more relaxed. I'm still weightlifting. I'm still doing as much as I can, but I am taking more rest days when I need to, taking longer rest periods between my weightlifting as well, which has really been helpful because I'm also having to take a lot of deep breaths. So that's just how it is. I'm kind of playing it by ear. Like, I'm gonna go weightlift today downstairs. I'm gonna do my back exercise. But if I don't feel up to it, or if I feel like I can't do it, I will just like stop my workout. And that's the end of that. At 27 weeks, I put here that I had an upset stomach, and I've noticed that more and more. I don't think it's an upset stomach. I think it's just intestinal cramps. Like, I'm getting, like, I don't know if it's because there's less room, and it's just my intestines, like, moving, because that's what they do, and, you know, passing food and stuff like that. I've just noticed that they're more painful than normal, and then they go away. Like, it's not like an all-day thing, it's just like I've noticed it, which I've never had that before. And then she is very active. Like, she's very active in the morning. I have here from between 4 and 5 a.m. I think that's mostly if I'm just really paying attention to it. And then she's been really active the past few days during the day. Like all day. Like today she was really active. And then at night, which is normal. Let's touch on food. I've come to the conclusion that I do have food cravings. I was trying to deny it for a really long time, but I think that I can safely say that cereal with almond milk is craving. Just cannot get enough cereal. And then I have on here tuna melts, which I don't know if I mentioned that in my last update. I mentioned tuna, but I don't know if I said specifically tuna melts, and I feel like tuna melts are very divisive. I feel like you're like, yes, tuna melts, or you're like, that's the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. It's amazing. When you're pregnant, put a little hot sauce on it. It's so good. So, and then bananas. I was really into bananas for a while. I haven't had them in a while because we get the bunch and they turn really fast, and I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a waste. Those have been my cravings. Otherwise, I'm just still eating my normal meals. I'm really trying to stick to that as much as I can. Let's talk about the hospital and kind of the setup that they have and what they've told me. So if you did not see in my 20-week pregnancy update, when I filmed that, after I filmed it, like the day of or day after I filmed it, I was made aware that the hospital that we are planning to deliver at is slated to become a COVID hospital. If 2 more hospitals ahead of it become full to capacity. So that's like a COVID specific unit in that hospital. When I saw that, I panicked, called the doctor, and we talked it through. And I mean, she basically said it doesn't matter where you deliver. If you deliver at a birthing center, unless you're at home, which she didn't recommend because obviously she's an OBGYN, she wants me to deliver in a hospital, but she's like, unless you're at home, you're going to be in a setting or in a clinic where there's COVID patients. And she gave the example of New York where, and I don't know, that was, like I said, that was when I was 21 weeks, and this could be totally different now. You know, 20% of the people being admitted in labor and delivery in New York hospitals were testing positive for COVID, and they were asymptomatic. So she said, it doesn't really matter. It's your decision ultimately. You know, she's like, if you're gonna do it, you know, you can choose what hospital you deliver at the day you want to deliver, because in our state, I guess, they can't turn you away. Like, I could show up at a birthing center the day that I need to deliver and they can't turn me away. And that same goes for any hospital. So she said, honestly, it's probably safer in theory that you're in a hospital where COVID patients are just completely separate than other patients, because then you know for a fact, like, you're in a unit where you're not positive or around positive patients. So that was kind of the spiel she gave me. I'm not really surprised by that. It seems like a pretty typical doctor response, but you know, it does make sense. So we are going to be delivering at that hospital, unless for some reason we're not near it and we have to go somewhere else faster. It just makes sense. I want to deliver in a hospital. I will probably be getting an epidural, so a birthing center is not going to work for me, and I just want to be in a hospital. Like, that's just what I want. And so it makes the most sense to continue care with my doctor that I've been seeing for years and go to this hospital to have the baby delivered by the people I already know. With regards to being admitted and COVID testing, they said that every mom is being tested when they show up for, if they show up in active labor. The test takes 2 to 6 hours to come back, and they do that so that the physicians and the nurses and the staff can wear the proper equipment if you are COVID positive. If you test negative, they still ask that you wear a mask as much as possible, but they said that they are not enforcing moms wear it during delivery because they need you to breathe. They'd much rather you be able to breathe than to pass out during delivery. So that's really reassuring to know, because there was no way I was going to be wearing a mask during delivery. It's just not going to happen. They didn't say whether our partners or birth partners are going to have to. I would assume yes. So. And then in terms of testing for scheduled deliveries and inductions, they said that that's something that you end up having to do, that they would test you as early as possible, like 38 weeks, through a drive-through area, because in our state they're all drive-throughs, I'm pretty sure, for testing. They do it at 38 weeks, and then I would assume, quarantine. And then they are also looking into just becoming a standard that you're tested at 38 weeks, depending on if tests are available. So that's to be determined. We'll see as I progress what they decide they want to do. I honestly feel pretty safe. I think we did a good job at, not letting there be an influx in our hospitals. So our hospitals are fine in terms of staff and availability. And so I feel pretty good. I've been, going out around people, friends, family, stores, and I think at this point most people are being pretty good about common sense and staying home if they're sick. So, and I think people are doing a lot of stuff outdoors, so there's not a lot of people indoors when we do go. So I'm not really concerned at this point. I was really scared at first to deliver in a hospital, especially if it's going to be a COVID hospital, but right now I'm feeling okay about it. I'm unsure on the hospital policy in terms of the visitors. Before, you couldn't have any. However, my friend, she just was in the hospital because her grandpa was in the hospital, and they could visit him. Like, they allowed visitors 2 at a time. So I need to look into that. My dad will be so excited if that's the case. But yeah, I'm not sure. And then they are asking, this is the last update from the doctor, I swear. They're asking moms to quarantine at 36 weeks or social distance from their job at 36 weeks. That should not be a problem for me. I'm not concerned about that. I can work from home, obviously, so I'm not really concerned. But if not, they said that they would ask that moms begin their leave of absence at 36 weeks, which I don't know how you can ask a mom to do that, because even if you get a maternity leave, like, that's biting into your maternity leave, and if you don't get a maternity leave, that's pay that you're losing for a month, and I can't even imagine doing that, even if I was in that situation. So like I said, I don't think I need to worry about that. Pretty thankful for the situation I'm in, but I did think that was kind of interesting. In terms of things we're doing around the house and preparing for the next couple of weeks, I kind of touched on this, but we are getting back to a more normal state, if you will. We are hanging out with friends, only close friends that we know and trust, and we're hanging out in an outdoor environment. So, like, we went to a friend's house and they had a bonfire. We all brought our own food and we all brought our own snacks. And then I have 2 of my girlfriends. They come over once a week. We have the garden party in our backyard, and again, they bring their own food, drinks, and we only let them in the house to use the restroom. So nobody's coming in the house. I'm not going into people's houses, really. I was allowed to go see my grandparents, and they live in a care facility, so that was kind of interesting. And like I said, we're doing some shopping. We are going to stores. I've gone to the grocery store many times now, and I feel pretty safe. People are wearing masks. I would say 50% are wearing masks around here, and people are not touching things. There's social distancing signs everywhere in the stores. So I think things are, people are becoming more accustomed to what this new normal is, and because of that, I feel pretty safe. I would still say that because of me being pregnant, we're probably more cautious than others. I wouldn't want to have a lot of people over at our house. I wouldn't want to go to, like, a big party or a gathering, even with close family and friends. Like, I try to even stay, like, a distance when I see my dad, like a far distance from him, because he's out working. So I think it'll be that way through the rest of my pregnancy. And then when baby gets here, we'll see how things are and how we need to adapt. But that's just kind of like how we're at with the whole COVID situation. In terms of other updates, we got a new car. So I mentioned that in a video. We did get the car. So we've had the car for almost a month now. We really like it. And it's the first time that either of us have had this new or this nice of a car. So it's definitely weird. But we feel very spoiled, even though we aren't spoiled. We definitely have that in our name and it's our money. So we did that. The house is pretty well set up. We do need to get the car seats still, but you know, we'll probably do that in the next month or so. We're waiting until after my shower. So we are having a baby shower. It's in 2 weeks and we are doing it at a friend's house outside, and she's doing like all individual type of foods, so like the foods that are already prepared in like a mason jar. She's gonna do cake pops because those are on a stick and you just have to grab, you know, the stick, and then that's the only thing you have to touch. I have bottled water here that I bought before the COVID-19 panic because I don't know, I thought I needed to get it in case the water supply went down. I don't know what I was thinking. So anyways, I'm gonna bring the water to her house, and that way we can just have everybody have their own water bottles. It's 10 people, like it's not a big thing, and we're gonna be very careful about it. And you know, we did a Facebook invite, that way we didn't have to mail anything in case anything changes. And we're basically gonna tell people, like, if you're sick or if you've been around people that are sick, please don't come. Please just send the gift, or like we'll reschedule or something like that. So we are doing that, and then we are slowly working on things like the diapers and setting up the room and the clothes. You know, I feel good. My hips hurt at night, but honestly, that's it. I'm moving kind of awkwardly, but I feel really good for the most part. And my second trimester was hard. It was not fun. Like, we had the whole pandemic and I was at home alone. Not home alone, but like, you know, we weren't seeing people, and it was kind of cold for the first half of my second trimester, so we couldn't go outside, and it just kind of became my greatest fear. Like, I was literally sitting at the house just gaining weight and that's like nothing that I want. And so it was really hard for me to just like get through that trimester, but I feel really good. I'm feeling really positive about a lot of things, actually. Like, I'm feeling really good about how I look. I'll pop in a picture I posted on Instagram. It was me in just like my favorite workout shorts and like a sports bra, and it was hot yesterday and I wanted to work out, and I had this outfit on. I was like, I look pretty good. I want to take a picture and have it as a memory, and like, I'm just feeling good and feeling positive about the pregnancy and about baby, and really excited for fall with her. We don't have a name. I guess I could do that. We have no name yet. We have thrown around a few that we like. There's actually one we do both of us really like, but I'm still really have to like think about it. I'm the type of person that has to think about things and really make a decision on it. And so, but it sounds good. We know the middle name, so I think knowing the middle name makes it more definite in terms of picking a first name, because you can say the whole thing to see how it sounds, whereas if you choose a first name that you really like, then you choose a middle name, and you don't like it, it could sound totally weird. But we are working on the name. I would like to have one before we go to the hospital. I know we have time, but I'm getting a little nervous about it. I will have a couple of videos that I filmed before this one that are going to post in a different order. So I'm posting this one and then a few other ones, and then I have on my list of things to film a thrifted baby outfit haul, which I will be filming that after this because I got those last week. I'm going to do a pregnancy favorites and like essentials, like things that I've really been enjoying throughout my pregnancy and that I would recommend. I'm going to do a mommy makeup bag once I get all that sorted, probably closer to the end of my pregnancy. I'm going to do a what's in my hospital bag video. I'm going to try and probably have that packed by the time I'm 32 weeks, so in just 3 weeks, just to be safe and just to have everything ready to go just in case. And then I will probably do like a 36-week pregnancy update, and then after that it'll be baby and mommy related videos, which I don't think I'll have a ton of those, but they will be part of my content on my channel. So we'll see how that goes. I feel like I have a lot of great ideas and a lot of motivation, and I feel like I'm gonna have a rude awakening of how busy and tired I'm going to be, and I'm not gonna have time to do all of those. I'm gonna do a bump update next. I'll do that so you can see how she's looking. I'm very full. It's the end of the day, so I look kind of large. But I swear, I'm 28 weeks pregnant, and I swear they said I'm right on target. So I just got this shirt today as well, so the tag is still on it. I literally just got it out of like an Amazon delivery, but it's a nursing tank top for motherhood maternity, and I really, really like it. I got one from Target. Don't like it. It's going back. It's not very, very comfortable. Okay, so there she is. Get on my tippy toes here. She's large and in charge, I must say. I feel very big. I guess from the front it's like not the worst. Like if I stand like this you kind of can't tell, but not that it matters. So yeah, that's how she's looking. She's very high. She's here, like I can feel her. So this is as high as she goes. So the rest of this is just like air and water. Like you can see it's really squishy. So that's how we're looking. And like I said, this tank top I just got, and it's a nursing tank top. It's really comfy. I love the pattern, so I'll be getting a few more of these. All right, that is everything for this video. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up so I can get to my workout. I've been talking for half an hour, and I'm sure it's just all a lot of mumbling. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it, and subscribe. If you have any questions, or if you want to share your experience for your pregnancy, or just what you've been going through the past couple of weeks, I would love to hear it in the comments. Share stories, share your experiences. I just really want this to be a warm, welcome place for people to come and be honest and have fun. I love to have fun, and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.